Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and theoretically, you can see me and hear me. I say theoretically because I've been wrestling. One of wrestling, where they wrestling. I had a match. I don't know. I had fun. I have been. I had a. Is like a fun problem when crowd. So, I believe that I've mitigated some issues, but have to be very conscious about mitigating other issues. One of those issues being, the least of which, the camera. So this is a camera that's going to be replaced theoretically by tomorrow. It's going to be a new view. Well, at least a new camera lens apparatus. So I am pretty much done with the Elgato Wave 3 as a USB mic. It sounds great when it works, but I seem to have run into nothing but problems with it. Even when I am able to try it on a different system, I get crackles. Random crackles. I'm not into random crackles. It's not really a thing. Unless I'm eating Rice Krispies, then I'm totally into random crackles. But like when it comes to devices that I'm paying for, that I expect to work, yeah, I kind of need that to happen. Like no crackles. Big fan of the no crackles thing. And I'm not the only person who's experienced this specifically with an Elgato microphone. So I have laid out that I'm going to be switching over the stream setup to a Windows PC. And part of that process is ensuring that it works, across the board, not just the production hardware, but the whole experience on my side, not just your side, my side too. And unfortunately, when I went to install the software, I ran into an error on Windows. Didn't run into an error on macOS, but on Windows, I ran into an error. It was see, the microphone may sound okay. I may be the one who's messed up right now because it's just been a dizzying array of affairs. So I ran into an error, like a crash, basically. And I did some research on it, and I binged it because I had not yet changed my search provider on Windows after freshly installing it. And apparently, my setup here isn't compatible. It's like I have to choose one evil or another. So, as much as I like the audio quality of the Elgato Wave 3, I'm not willing to put up with its array of software shortcomings. And I'm willing to say that, at least as far as the Mac's concerned, it may very well have been a compatibility issue with the amount of amps that were available on any given USB port. But they don't really surface that intelligence in their technical documentation, so it's been a lot of troubleshooting on my own. That's something they should have done a better job with, which is unfortunate because I like Elgato products. I'm using Elgato lights. I'll probably buy an Elgato, either a ring light or another one of these key lights. So that's not in question. But what's in question is that mic, and specifically how they've decided to execute upon it. Other people are having similar issues. So I am back to using the good old AT2020, the live.pirillo.com AT2020, the one I was getting ready to sell. I assume there's no cracks and pops like that's what it sounds like. That's what the Wave 3 would sound like. I'd be talking and then I'd be silent for a second and it would go. That's just great. So as long as you can hear me, I'm good. And I'm going to standardize on this and futz with the settings and get it going because there's no software layer on top of this to get it to work. because unfortunately there's not really a viable alternative. So I will continue to tweak. But the one thing I wanted to do today before getting the new camera was specifically get the microphone not to fart. That's the thing. If you're into farting microphones, like the Elgato Wave series, I'm sure is great. Like if you love random farts, and don't get me wrong, I'm the kind of person who does love a good random. Did I trigger Siri? How the hell did I trigger Siri? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Apple, stop listening. You know what? I've never, honestly, I'm not joking. I don't think I've ever in my entire life, in this galaxy, in this plane of existence, ever intentionally triggered Siri. Now, I know you would say to me, well, Chris, why don't you turn it off? Well, why would I? I paid to have access to it, but I paid to have access to it when I want it. What did I say that was even close? So, if there's any mic farts that should be happening, they should be coming straight from my butt. Those are the only farts that I allow on my stream. I don't like random mic farts. Unless Mike's here. I don't know if I know a Mike anymore, but if there was a Mike here and he farted, like that would be okay. But like a microphone farting, not good. Not in my humble opinion. So hopefully, you heard Mike farts? Really? Did the mic fart? Did it really? Because if it farted, I got another problem. I'm going to have to listen to this stream again, because if the AT2020 is farting too, then we got another problem altogether. But either way, I don't believe I'm going to be able to use the Wave 3 in my current setup. Yeah, it doesn't take long to get me on the topic of farts, Sini up. It really doesn't. In fact, I could talk about farts all night. And yes, that's a threat. So I've been trying to mitigate microphone/audio issues. I've been trying to mitigate visual issues that that are well beyond my control, and I'm really hesitant to add another layer to all this. I really don't want to. I genuinely don't. I'm worried. I'm worried that as much as I'm trying to improve production setup, it's like sliding the other direction. And I don't just mean in terms of like content. Like I'll talk about farts all day long when I intend to talk about farts. But if I don't intend to talk about farts, the last thing I need is the microphone to go on its own. Like it's not it's that. So yeah, stay tuned for the continued evolution of what the hell happens in Chris's world. And yes, by the way, Beast Old One, that does count for both high-pitch and low-pitch farts. Silent but Deadlies, I'm not too concerned about when it comes to microphones, because another issue I ran into that I watched when I rewatched yesterday's live video to listen for the mic farts was specifically the camera would shake because I would hit the desk. And this is a problem I've had for years, is hitting the desk, not wanting to hit the desk, but inadvertently I'd hit the desk, and it was really bad. So I want to lean on the desk, but I've got to be very careful about how I lean on the desk, because if I lean on the desk too hard, and it's just like regular, hitting the desk and doing that, and you get the whole shake thing, and I can't do it. So I rolled back to a tripod that seemed to have dampened the vibration, and I'm also ordering whether or not they work, like feet that you place underneath tripod legs to mitigate shake. Astronomers use this, right? But those may be smaller vibrations than a regular Chris hitting the desk thing. So I don't know yet how that's going to work out. I don't yet know how this is going to work a day from now. I don't know how it's going to sound. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm just aiming to have something that I can just turn on and go. I am so sick and tired of futzing with this production stuff. You know, there's a reason I did not upgrade any of this for years. Because anytime you change something, inevitably you fart it up. I do have a tripod for the floor. I do. But the problem is there's not floor directly behind this desk. So then it's, do I move what's behind the desk? Do I set the tripod up on the thing that's behind the desk? It just becomes very not fun to think about. This is not what exhilarates me. And I know there are production nerds out there who love the cameras and the megapixels and the bit rates and the audios and the jacks and the ports and the XLRs and the USBs, and I'm just like, dude, I just want to flip a switch and be done with it. I don't want to mess with it. I want to press a button, I get it set up and be good. And despite me having gone through all of those steps, like I'm still hitting blips. And so, yeah, I guess I'm kind of starting from scratch all over again. Pretty please look into the change settings soon so some of us can watch in 720. You should be able to. Shelby Cola, this should throttle down to like 360p on the live stream. I can't necessarily control that. You know, I'm going to broadcast, 1080. I don't think Twitch will handle much beyond that, but Twitch should be able to handle a lot of that down the line. That's not really something I can do on my end, at least with the great. That's one thing I cannot control. My audio sounds fine. No. You don't understand. It does, but it doesn't. And this is not something, unfortunately, I can explain unless you hear it. And I can point to certain segments where you can absolutely hear the from the Elgato. And even if I am able to mitigate the from the Elgato product, when I plug it into a Windows machine, I'm not using a monitor, so I'm accessing it differently. And because I'm doing it that way, I have to turn other things off, which mitigate the reason to use hardware encoding specifically on the PC. It's just, I'm not gonna mess with it. It's not even close to being worth it. Not even close to being worth it. Certainly not for $100 or however much I spent on the Elgato Wave 3. I have seen other new streamers have it only in 1080. It's on your side now. Yeah, no, dude, I don't have. Tell me where the setting is, because I don't know where it is. I don't know where that setting is. I'm even using right now, because I was futzing with everything before the broadcast. I'm even using the Twitch software to broadcast. I'm not even using the OBS software right now. So yeah, this mic looks more badass. I don't know about that. This is the old mic. This is the AT2020. And I'll listen to it after the stream too. I'll listen. I'm like, okay, this will sound good enough, and we can tweak it. I can adjust the compressor a little bit. And we'll see where we go from there. Twitch only offers quality options to a certain number of channels. Partner streams get higher priority on getting it. Interesting. Thank you, Restarted. That's amazing insight. Oh, this is the mic you use? I've been using the AT2020. You can look at, apart from me, accidentally bopping it, you can look at a lot of my old videos and see that it's there. The Twitch app is terrible for streaming. It works, and I just needed something to work. And the reason why I'm using the Twitch app on Mac OS, because I'm using Mac OS right now, is so that you could hear the background music. Can you hear that in the background? I hear the mic. I can't hear it. You can. And you can't do that directly in OBS without futzing around on Mac OS, because of the way Mac OS works. Now, when I'm shifted over to Windows, it'll be a heck of a lot more seamless. So we'll be straight up OBS, including hardware encoding, and probably less hiss, because the way I've got it set up is different. Thank you, Iskra, the cat, for giving me some bits. That is just, it's wonderful to see cat bits. OBS Studio has its own share of problems. They all have problems, dude. But what am I going to do? Just not stream because it's not perfect? I can't do it. It's not, I'm working with what I got. And so I'm going to hope that the audio's not bad for the audio files out there for my tests. And I also hope to not be knocking into the desk every 5 seconds. I hope that the new camera produces a higher quality image. I also hope that streaming through the PC makes things a little more smooth, because yes, when it comes to streaming to y'all, I hope to do 60 frames per second and make it look good, make it sound good, and then, you know, kind of iterate from there. But there's only so much I can control. So I'm trying to control the things that I can control, including like putting my hands in my pocket so I'm not like banging the desk, which, yes, for me is something that people complained about for eons. But you gotta know, like, what's on my mind lately? This is what's on my mind. It agitates me when something works well enough, but you can't get it to work well enough. That is specifically the Elgato Wave product. It ostensibly, on paper, it sounds fantastic. Even streaming, I know I sold at least one Elgato Wave 3. The problem is my particular setup here is not conducive to any of that. At least at this stage. That may very well change at some point. You don't remember what the Elgato mic sounded like, but the AT2020 sounds good. Interested to see how the Sony Cam looks when you get it. Well, you know, 13, you can find out tomorrow, because that's exactly when it's going to happen. I assume I'm going to be able to get it earlier enough in the day to get it to mount, to get the any kind of color correction once it's, you know, brought into the computer and mounted as a webcam. I don't know how any of that's going to work yet. I can tell you today I've picked up a series of cables, because I don't know what I would need, but inevitably, if and when I'm able to help lick the problem of the exposure that Reincubate Camo seems to have, I needed a longer lightning cable, if you will. So I got a 10-foot lightning cable. It's just lightning to USB-C, but it is capable of high speeds. It's corded, or you know, like what do they call it? Braided. So it should withstand a lot of moving around. I also picked up when I thought I was going to be using the other USB mic, a 10-foot braided sync and charge cable. This is a USB-C capable of handling 3 amps of power, or 15 watts, but also high speed. I think it's, what's the spec on it? Well, I'd imagine that's like USB 3.1 or 3.2 or Vision 2. So much of this is just so confusing. I just want to plug it in and go. The tech industry, I feel, has failed average consumers. I really do. They've made it way more difficult than it needs to be. Way more difficult. So I picked up that particular cable. I also picked up this one, because I don't know when the camera gets here tomorrow. It's micro USB into USB Type A, assumedly. But I didn't know if the cable would be long enough to get to the PC that I'm talking about using for streaming. The Nook, the Intel Nook. Sorry for... See? I'm bopping it around. I don't mean to, but I gotta cross my legs, otherwise they're gonna fall asleep. This is the 10-foot braided sync and charge cable. And so it's also braided. And it supports up to 12 watts or 2.4 amps, assuming you've got a port that can do that. But I figured, well, I might as well have a higher quality cable when I go to connect the camera, plus the length. I need to make sure I have the length more than anything. You have a Sony a6400 and you have a great time using that as a webcam? Oh, yeah. Have an HDMI to USB card. Yeah, see, I'm trying to minimize any kind of hardware that I need to use to convert. The nice thing with the array of traditional camera manufacturers, digital camera manufacturers, is that they now pretty much allow every one of them to be used as a webcam. And the Sony ZV-1 is certainly right up there in terms of its capabilities, specifically for my use case scenario. They made it allegedly for vloggers, which I am. Anker makes the best cable charger, battery banks, and more. Yeah, I do have Anker products. It's just I needed something today. I needed something kind of last minute, so I admittedly paid a premium because I was hoping that I would be able to test reincubate camo for Windows, the beta. In order to do that, I needed to have a longer cable. Plus, I wanted to troubleshoot to see whether or not it was the cable that was the cause of the exposure issues that I was having. This is all like deep, like hairline deep technical stuff, which I'm going through, and it's interesting to me because I have to fix these problems. It's probably uninteresting to everybody else. And but this is what's been consuming me. Like, you know, you should talk about the things that you know. You talk about your life. You talk about your world. I'd rather talk about far more enjoyable things, like the Battle Droid from the Vintage Collection. And if you're wondering, Chris, I thought you already had one. That's because I did, and now I have two. Thinking about army building. Because you can't have enough Battle Droids. Roger. Roger. How close can I get before I got oh man, I'm out of focus. Wait, seriously, I am curious. How close can I get? Let's try it this way. Oh, look at Roger. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's the stuff. But no, instead of talking about the things I want to talk about, I gotta talk about how I'm running into hardware production tech issues. This is the thing that other people enjoy. I just want to click a button. That's probably my problem. I'm just too button clicky. And that's, you know, that's what's been consuming me. Not that I want to be consumed by this kind of stuff, but I am. In setting up the Stream PC, an Intel Nook, which, by the way, still gets, like, amazingly great reviews. And the system's a couple years old. But people still love it for what it has to offer. And I gotta tell you, I love it for what it has to offer. And I'm not just saying that because I work for Intel. It's an amazing system. It's unobtrusive. It's powerful. It does everything I believe I might need to do without doing more than I might need, or provide more than I might need. Given that I'm not someone who's going to be pushing 4K video out of live streams that frequently, though at some point in the future I probably do want to test that. I just want a solid streaming system. So in terms of hardware prowess, hardware acceleration, certainly tried and true software, I know that for a stream system, a stream computer these days, I would be turning to a PC. Now, this is in stark contrast to the old system, the first real live stream system that I had. You might remember it was a Mac Mini, which ran for years and years and years and years and years, like 24/7. That was the live.pirillo.com stream, and it worked. Was it perfect? No. Were there limitations? Absolutely. Not just with the internet, but certainly with software. But we made it work. So in rebooting, if you will, the live.pirillo.com experience on Twitch, streaming live every night, 6 p.m. Thank you for tuning in. I had to weigh my options. What was I going to do? What was I going to go with? Now, I happen to really like Mac OS. I do, in general. Doesn't mean it's perfect. But what the stream the actual video feed might need it didn't really matter, because if a system was to be set up specifically, solely to be the point of broadcast, that point of origin, didn't really matter. Doesn't necessarily matter. You just want to find something that's going to work and work well. Compatibility-wise, software-wise, something that's going to be perhaps not scalable, because you don't need it to be more than one system, ostensibly. Or the average creator. Let me put it this way. Me. Just want to plug and play. That's the kind of guy I am. I started to think differently about the Nook, and I had used this Nook for a little while, playing games and streaming those games and streaming a webcam show on the Twitch channel using a zoomed-in 1080p feed because of the way it was set up with the green screen then. And I thought, okay, I think that for what I want to do as a talking head, if you will, the Intel Nook would work well. Plenty of options available, plenty of USB ports, including a couple of Thunderbolt 3 ports. Now, granted, when this thing was out, Thunderbolt 4 did not yet exist. The Thunderbolt 3 ports are interesting to me because I can effectively expand anything and everything. Like, I could plug in a hub and have, a dozen more ports if I wanted. Not that I think that I'm going to go that direction, though I do think that I'm going to need to find some kind of hub, which will include additional Thunderbolt ports. Stay tuned for that. More hardware. Yay. I wanted to be able to not just stream, but also record simultaneously in OBS. But my particular Nook, it doesn't have unlimited capacity. I believe it's only got like a 255 or 250 gigabyte. 255. I was thinking for some reason the Zelda earning 255 little rupees. What were they called? I can't remember now. Gonna have to play Legend of Zelda again. I needed to expand my storage. So I have this. A G Drive Mobile SSD R series, 1 terabyte. It is a Thunderbolt drive. So I basically plug this in. I have it plugged in. And can dump directly from OBS onto external storage because it's fast enough to keep up. And the great thing about this particular product, and yes, by the way, this particular product is Intel provided. Testing purposes. Got to use it, Don't just want to talk about things. I want to actually use those things before I talk about them. Comes with the drive, terabyte SSD, fast, but also the cables that you need. USB-C to A, as well as a C to C adapter. So I've got plenty of ports on my Nook all around. I could potentially expand at some point. And certainly, one of those ports is being used to connect this external drive to basically dump all the footage that I might be recording live to tape when I'm able to fully switch over to the Nook, the Intel Nook, the Windows PC, as it were, to drive the streams. So I'm making this journey incrementally. I'm making small changes, trying to make small improvements without breaking everything. And the problem right now is that it seems that for every step I move forward, I take 2 steps sideways, or I introduce other problems. And I don't mean to. I don't want that at all. That's not what I want to do. I'd rather just hang out and chat about geeky things that I find fun and interesting. So it's nice to have technology to support that. Any one of the endeavors that I might care to pursue, any points of interest, any news that I might want to talk about with the community on any given night. Because every day is not going to be fraught with snags that I run into, or necessarily technology solutions, because technology is always there. It's a matter of using it in context and for the right reasons, and having it enable the experiences that I'd like to drive. So I appreciate that it works when it works. And at this point, that seems to be working. Despite other things not exactly working the way I want them to, that is well on its way to being a permanent part of what it is that I'm doing, or at least for now. I got to be careful. You can't just say permanent when it comes to technology. That's where you run into the Chris Pirillo problem, where he never really wants to upgrade once he has something that works. But you have to. Technology continues to improve. I just don't want it to. I mean, I do. I want it to. I do. How do I say this? I want it to get better. But when something works, I don't want to change it. Do you feel my pain? Right? When it works. Why would I change it? I don't like that. I don't like the change for the sake of change. I don't like an upgrade for the sake of upgrading. I'll do it when I need to do it. I needed an upgrade for storage. Oh. I needed a small system because I wasn't going to go with a full-on rig right now. Oh. Just off camera. You can't see it because it's behind the desk. Yeah, that's when it's time. But like, as a habit, I generally don't collect hardware. I don't. I know some people do. I'm not one of those people. In fact, I probably need to get rid of extraneous cables that I've got laying around and strewn about. I'm looking on my desk right now thinking, do I really need all these cables? Hang on, let me see here. I've got that cable. Okay, I do need that. I do need these cables. Great, I need these cables. Okay, great. So, yeah. Okay. Will the Nook replace the Imac? No. No. The Nook I'm setting up specifically to be a dedicated stream PC. And that's it. I do not want to mess with it. I don't want to do anything with it. I just need it to do that one thing. I'm doing a bare minimum on that system to get it to be what it needs to be. And that's the process I'm going through right now. And the camera is the next bit of equipment that'll work. Tonight, I'm basically testing live to tape the AT2020 again until I can find a potential replacement. But I think the Wave 3 is pretty much had its moment for now. Maybe they'll change a few different things about their software at some point in the future, or I'll change my workflow. That's not even saying that at some point in the future I won't switch to using a Mac for like the dedicated stream PC. It's a potential. Right now, I'm happy to use the Nook for a couple of reasons. One, it's an Intel product, and I want Intel in my life in as many practical ways as possible and plausible. But it's what the stream needs today. What the stream needs a year from now may be different. So you got to consider, like, Apple will. I'm not. Again, this is me speaking as myself, not representing Intel at all. I work for Intel. My thoughts and opinions do not reflect, Intel's beliefs and that. I think you understand that. I did some research, and as much as I would have been inclined to try a Mac, like one of the newer Macs, the software is not quite yet optimized. Now they're doing some interesting things. But in terms of like hardware encoding, the newer Macs that, let's say, are not running with Intel processors inside, they'll change. They will evolve. The software will catch up. But right now, it's not there. And I did some cursory research on this. I had to do the research. I had to look it up. It'll change. That absolutely. It'll catch up. to that on that side of things. And when the software is optimized for the hardware, it's wonderful. But I always believe that. But for a stream PC with hardware encoding today, I feel that the best value that I have at the moment is specifically the Intel Nook, which, yes, was sent to me. My iPad was lagging, switched to desktop, looks on here. I'm not quite sure I understand that. You think it's the Twitch app? Don't tell me that Well, I'm looking directly at the encoder, and it seems okay. I mean, there may be some amount of lag between the audio, me moving my mouth, and what my mouth moving and the audio, but I don't know what else it could be. Not much else I can do about it, that's for sure. Oh, I'm fine. It's on their end. Okay, good. Thank you, because I do not need another friggin' problem tonight. I just need to look okay, and I need to sound okay. That's all I want to hear from anybody. No, actually, I don't. If there's a problem, I gotta know. For sure. And thank you for subscribing with Prime. AVT 5000. You sound like a Terminator. That sounds like are you a Terminator? Is that what's going on? Yeah, this is... I can only control so much. I can only mitigate so much. I can only do so much. It's everything else. I try to strip things down to the bare essentials. Minimizing hassle, minimizing hurdle, minimizing switches, minimize. Let's not introduce one other problem. Fixing one problem and introducing another. Not fun. Oh, crap. Speaking of... Alright, y'all. We got another problem. My glasses are stuck. Okay, they're unstuck. Fix the problem. Wow, it's one problem I fixed today. I was trying to clean off the glasses. I got to be careful when I scoot up to the desk. The reason, by the way, look, let me show you. The reason why I'm wearing, look, see, I'm still wearing yesterday's shirt. It's just been a long day. See, look what happens to those watch the red curtains. Don't watch the knuckle. I gotta watch the knuckles. Only one problem. Bots buying collectibles. That is true. Anyone try camo and have OBS crash? Spartan Parker, I have not, but I hope you brought your own popcorn tonight. Can I try it again? I hope you brought your own popcorn tonight. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But I'm here nonetheless. I'm here. So what else is going on? I saw in the news, and granted I have not been watching 24/7, but I did see in the news that the idea of 3D printing a house is becoming a thing. It's interesting. I mean, that's kind of exciting. I don't know if I could necessarily live in a 3D printed house as my main domicile, but like a secondary house? Oh, yeah. Or a secondary area, staging area? Oh, yeah. I'd do that for sure. I mean, and you think about the housing problems that we have for a lot of different reasons. If that can help mitigate the issues that we run into keeping people housed, I'm kind of all for it, personally. Panther Paws asks, fair to say you always have a Mac and a Windows PC? For the most part. I've been largely Mac, like 95%. The Stream PC is probably the most use of Windows that I would and will be getting indefinitely. But as I said, you know, I always watch kind of at a distance, and every so often I need to boot something up or boot into it and use it, and it still gets, you know, some degree of regular use. I purchased one of our it was expensed, but basically one of the systems that's running our discrete graphics products from Intel, and I've had that, and that's one of the systems I actually want to test. I want to test its capabilities to use and broadcast a 4K live stream. That's one test I want to run through. A couple other things that I want to do with it as well. So I still use Windows, but in terms of like me just getting things done, me doing the things that I, you know, might want to do or need to do, it's 99% of the time on a Mac. The 8-bit guy built a little studio in his backyard. You can do the same with a 3D printer. You know, I don't know if I'd do that. We don't have a lot of space, though, in our backyard. But, you know, if we had land, you know, unlimited amounts of land, I would consider basically, because they have those, like, prefab homes, right, that come with everything that you might need, and they work well enough, and I've thought about that. There's some people who have been using Airstream trailers to, like, work out of. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty creative. I'm not sure I'm into that outright. Has Walmart canceled any of my pre-orders? Yes, they have. But I've also made $20 from Walmart because they they canceled pre-orders and basically pulled a mea culpa and sent me gift cards. So I don't mind that they canceled the pre-orders because I was able to eventually get them ordered. Maybe not a pre-order, but I did get them ordered. Speaking of getting them ordered, this card is beat up anyway. Roger. Gotta make sure you take the antenna out. Get it attached to the back. Oh, man. Dude. Come on, get in there. Get in the ports. Get in the hole. Why is it not wanting to go in the hole? Oh, because I got to stick it in the right hole. See, if you don't stick it in the right hole, there's a problem. There we go. I stuck it in the right hole. There, yeah, look at that. Right hole. This is what the right hole will do. You just need to remember to stick it in the right hole. Can't put the backpack on at the same time, though, unfortunately. What's the one Star Wars figure you're waiting to be released, but you know will never be released? I hate to say that. I mean, I personally would love to see more vintage collection figures. Certainly more 5 POA, 3.75-inch scale figures. That line may largely be dead, which is kind of depressing. So I guess more 5 POA Star Wars figures in the 3.75-inch scale. Just scale, right? This is the scale that I'm talking about. But this is not, this particular figure is not 5 POA. There are multiple points of articulation. Let's see here. We got 1, the head kind of moves, 1, shoulder 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the wrists don't move, 4, 5, 6. Waist doesn't swivel. Hips do. 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a 10 POA. I like the 5 POA, personally. Pez Liz needs more Neen Num. I'd love to see Neen Num in a 6-inch. I'm sure it's coming at some point. Debobo3 asks, how many Darth Vader figures do I have? Ballpark. Watch your most recent home office tour and I was amazed at your collection. Very impressive. Well, thank you. Impressive. Most impressive. I have probably one too many, according to Diana. I don't know. In terms of figures, I don't think I've ever counted how many, figures outright that I'm speaking of figures, I'm trying to stand one up. Can't see it, just off screen. I'm not sure how many I have. I mean, not that many, but like in terms of Darth Vader items, maybe 1,000, probably even more than that. So I have a few. Suffice it to say. Next week, a lot of new Star Wars merch gets released at Star Wars Trading Post at Disneyland and Disney World. Great. Good to know. More stuff I can't get that I want. It's always sad when that happens. Okay, it's sad when that happens to me. I'll channel Weird Al Yankovic. Why does this always happen? Why does this always happen to me? Da 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 da. Hey, we did pretty well with the raid last night. She seemed to be fun. She was singing and everything. She was jovial, interactive. I thought she was. I like those kind of raids. We were able to pass people on to other folks who are having fun online. What's the point of being online and streaming? You can't have fun. Honestly. Let's see here. What else? I had... Oh, wait, hang on. Diana's saying something. I didn't hear Mike farts. Oh, that's Liz. Liz said something. She didn't hear Mike farts. I don't know. Okay, give me a second. I'm pulling up what else. Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Seeing what else we got. Because like I said, I saw the 3D printing house thing. I'm like, oh, I thought about it. I'm like, it's pretty neat. Seeing what else is here. Yes, it's possible to safely jump into a black hole. How about I not do that? I do not want to jump into a black hole, although I'm sure this... I'll tell you. You see the nice side of Diana, but I see the other side of Diana. And like when she's not on the stream, she says things like, you know what? You need to jump into a black hole. Well, now I can tell her that I could do that and survive. Oh, Diana's here. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's funny. Bringing popcorn in a minute. All right. I'm going to stick that in my black hole. I saw that Diana was here before I said that, so I knew what was going on, people. Raising the stakes. First 3D printed ribeye is unveiled. Ooh. Using a culture of live animal tissue. So there's an interesting conundrum for vegans, right? And I'm a vegan, not a preachy vegan. But the question is, would I eat meat, like animal meat, like made from an animal? I don't know if I would. And it's not even about the ethical issue, which would have been largely, I would assume, minimized. If they're just, combining DNA and doing whatever they do with the genome and splicing and all that crap. The culture, growth, and whatnot. I think I would not do it specifically because of the health reasons. Ethical issues aside, which I don't think there are any, because if you're basically... reproducing or carbon copying, that there's less of an issue ethically, theoretically, because an animal was not harmed to produce that particular product, like that particular product. Generations ago, it is entirely possible. But then the question becomes, is that good for you? Nothing's good for you. Let me just put that out there right now. Like, don't eat anything. Like, everything's bad. Everything's really not good for you. That doesn't keep me from, wanting to eat, a fun little junk food every so often. Like today, picked up at the dollar store some mug root beer popsicles. They're like 30 calories a piece. It's mostly water, but it's a nice flavor, and it's got high fructose corn syrup and all that stuff. So I had one. I'm like, all right, well, I'll be fine with one. Eating a whole box, I think, is definitely like in the area of being problematic. So even if the ethical issue of 3D printed meat based upon cultures, live cultures, like a former living tissue, I don't know if that is interesting to me because of all the health benefits that I've gained from going vegan, and that is largely avoiding what animal products might do to my body. And I'm not going to say that my body's a temple, because Lord knows I've, slammed it around enough times. I'm like Wicket. Wicket rode his body as far as it could go. He pushed it to the limit. Wicket is a case study in how stress will basically cut your life short. Wicket was a stress ball, and he did not make it. Pixie had another year on him, because I really believe it. You could say genetics, but I'm like, they're raised the same way. But Wicket was always just a ball of stress. Cut his life short by a year. I'm more than confident. That's what it came down to. That's unscientific. It's obviously based upon, observation and, nothing more. I'm not making a scientific assertion here. But in terms of that, yeah, I would I try it? I would be willing to try it, knowing that an animal wasn't harmed. That gets me past the ethical issue. Then there's the issue of what's it going to do to my body. Well, I mean, I eat the fake meat all the time, the pea protein meat, the meat, which by the way is meat. Like, what do you? No, it's not. Just like coconut milk's not milk. Really? What? Why? Why is it not? It's milky. Well, it's not milk. Milk's got to come. No, it doesn't. No, who says who? The dictionary. Well, the dictionary evolves, dude. Maybe you need to too. Words have meanings, and those meanings evolve. You and I, as humans, have been evolving. And if we are locked in to an outmoded definition of a word that is now being used differently, well, maybe it's time we need to adjust our fleek. Can I say that? Did I use that word correctly? I gotta look it up in the dictionary now. I thought I was being on fleek. So yeah, it's an interesting prospect, but it's the health issue that I think would keep me from eating it more than too many times, and of course the cost. Though that said, there are times that I will get a coupon. I think tomorrow's the next coupon for the Beyond Burger at Burger King, or whatever they serve. I get the brands confused. Beyond Meat, Beyond Burger, whatever the hell it is. But you can get a vegan Whopper, basically, no mayo, vegan Whopper, no cheese, for like $2 or something crazy like that. And I think it's only on Wednesdays. I'm like, oh, okay. So every other week or so, I will have that, and it's not too many calories. I only eat like half the bun. I don't even eat it with ketchup, because I'm just not a fan of ketchup. So I'm able to maintain my caloric intake and still enjoy those kinds of junk food, certainly. But it's the question of when that becomes repetitive and it becomes something that you don't think about. And that, I think, is where it would become problematic for me again. And so being vegan also helps keep me more finely in tune with what my body might need for it to be in the best shape that it might be able to be in, me being someone who does not exercise all that often. But yeah, I'm really big into this, maintaining the weight that I'm at, and so I'm very, very happy. The iPad isn't a computer. Oh, why no 13? You are wrong. Wrong. think you are being facetious by asserting that, because it's got an operating system. It's got software. It's got hardware. It computes. Handles the binary thing. By all definition, it's a computer. For years, people would argue, it doesn't run Photoshop. It's not a real computer. What do you mean, not a real computer? Who are you? Who are you to dictate what is and is not a real computer? Are you the arbiter of everything that is and is not? Is that what you are? Is that who you are? Is that in your job description or just in your Twitter profile? Because anybody can set up a Twitter account. I don't know if you knew this. Anybody can edit a Wikipedia page. I don't know if you knew this. I also don't know if you knew that at some point on Wikipedia, I was a teenage girl that was hatched from an egg under a bridge. I'm not joking. I believe that was a thing that was allegedly the truth on Wikipedia about me. Well, there's a great many truths about me, and they're out there. Hey! Streaming this. See what I'm saying? Well, Jedi, let me explain something to you. A, it's not boring. You're bored. Take responsibility of your own feelings, Jedi. Something can bore you. That doesn't mean it's boring. Because what might be boring to you is not boring to somebody else. So it's relative. Now, you might want to rephrase that and say, I'm bored with this. That's okay. You're bored with this? Quite all right. So you know what? It's a big area. A lot of things that can entertain you. You know, if you're bored here, find something to entertain you. What would you rather do? Okay, you can play with those. Is that entertaining? Guess not. Soft Mango says, I see what you mean by YouTube's algorithm. Christ. Thank you. Bless you. Did you notice how the views went up on the recent tech-related videos? Oh, yeah. No, I told you. Soft Mango says, I followed you on Twitch since watching on those videos. Yeah, it's true. Like, I know how YouTube works. And I can't play the game very effectively. So, even today, I don't know if I'm going to be able to extract any amount of video out of what I was first talking about tonight, but there may be 2 videos that'll come down the pike that may be interesting for some people to listen to. I wanted to talk specifically about the Thunderbolt drive, the G Drive Mobile SSD R series, that being one of them, and the other one being talking about production headaches at the top of the show. Sendel says he ventured out with a car in 10 inches of snow. Oh, nice. To get some Coca-Cola. It was a total success, even if 25% of the journey was 5-mile-per-hour speeds. And you got to learn to plan ahead. Right now, we don't really get a lot of cola around here. We don't. I'll get it when it's on sale for Diana, and she loves it. I honestly, I don't think she has a blood stream. She has a cola stream. Thank you for following Chris Green live. If you're live right now, awesome. If you're not, that's okay. You're still green, which is probably your name. It's a much more interesting name than Pirillo, I gotta tell you. Bezliz asks, do you have winter tires? Yeah, sometimes, I'll get up and I'm really not feeling it. The energy's a little, if you will, to quote the Elgato Wave 3 mic. But, I have a cup of coffee, and generally speaking, that kind of perks me up. I'm not using a percolator, but, it's something I think we all have to deal with, the winter blues, the cabin fever, which I've never had. I have the opposite of cabin fever. If I have too much exposure and not enough social distancing, then that's when my body responds. So, no, I do not have winter tires. That's not... Unless, of course, you were talking about the tires on cars. No. It's not a very interesting answer for me. I mean, it's not as extensive. Probably more expensive, that's for sure. Well, that's what we call it here in the States, Liz. I don't know what they call that feeling in Canada up there where you're from. Down here we call it the winter tires. Because it feels like you got chains on. Yeah. But you only put the chains on the tires, especially when you go over the passes. That's a big deal here in the Washington area. Not quite Loyal Moses territory here. Did I go thrift shopping today? I try to go thrift shopping every day. Even though there hasn't been too many scores lately, I've passed on a lot. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm uninterested with thrifting, because I am, because you never know what you're going to find. It's just that a lot of what I'm finding is like, do I really want that? Do I really need that? Is it worth $2? What do I need this for? But I keep my eye out for various and sundry things, for sure. I don't know what I'm going to see. That's the beauty of thrifting. You never know what you're going to get when you walk in the door. Oh, sorry. Sorry if whenever I bop the mic, if it's really rattly. I'm trying to mitigate a lot of that. I need to Pirillo proof everything. You notice I don't have a pop filter, so hopefully there's no plosions. And theoretically, that'll work out. I'm not the type of person to do the things that many people would expect from me, but I'm living up to your expectations, or I'm doing my best. Do I think thrift shopping is dying? No, I'd say just the opposite. We can use all-season tires here, and we could also use all seasons on our salads. Like, they don't limit you here in the state of Washington. Like, if you want to use paprika on your salad, they're like, yeah, no, don't worry, it's all seasons. I'm like, sweetness, wicked. And I'm like, hey, could I use this, like, vegan vinaigrette? And they're like, what the hell, dude? No. We said all seasons, not, like, all dressings. Duh. Thrift shopping isn't dying. I'd say just the opposite. Because there's a lot of stuff out there. And, you know, when I know I can't get rid of it, I can't sell it, it's just as easy to dump off at a thrift store just to get rid of it. And I believe there's enough value in some of the things that I have today that I could probably extract some amount of money from by, putting onto one of the marketplaces. And that's generally not a problem. But, there are times that you don't want to pay full price for something, and you can thrift it and get it at a fraction of the cost. The problem is inventory is always going to be rotating. And thrifting, the deal is what it is. We do not go antiquing. No, Panther Paws. Not really something that we necessarily do. CNEP comes in with a dad joke. What is the internal temperature of a tauntaun? Lukewarm. Oh. That's my air horn. I thrifted it today. I think I'm going to get my money back. It's not sounding very good. So. Don't they sell ketchup chips in Canada as well? They do. They also sell coffee crisp, which I can't eat. It's got milk, like dairy milk. I should clarify. It's got the milk I can't drink. That's it. Coffee crisp is yummy. Why don't they sell that in the States? They're like, we can't sell it in the States. It's got coffee in it. Kid might eat it and over-caffeinate himself. Are you kidding me? The amount of junk that our kids eat, and they would be worried about, I don't know if that's what they're worried about. I'm saying if that was the argument, it would be relatively asinine. Why don't they sell coffee crisp? What, did they try it and people said, no, I want my crisp here and I want my coffee here. I don't like it when you mix crisp and coffee. Man, and that happens to me every day, by the way. It does. I mix crisp with coffee because my name is Chris Pirillo, but if you shorten the last name, just you abbreviate the last name to the first letter, crisp and coffee. So crispy coffee crisp E. Have to rel 1 per night. Rel? What's rel? Was that a typo? Because I missed it. Some wafer cookies come in cappuccino, but not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm very grateful to have learned about Coffee Crisp. Yeah. But, maybe one day. I really do believe that there's going to come a time when we do not have the food options today as we're going to have. What I mean by that, by the way, is when we get to the point where quote-unquote vegan meat is more affordable, and it's getting there. Forget the ethical issues. It's getting there. They're even talking about like a 20% drop in prices. Like the big 2 brands, Beyond and Impossible, they're talking about a drop in prices, 20%. That's dramatic. And they're going to continue to decrease the prices, not just to be competitive, but it's going to price everybody else out of the market. Is that good or bad? Well, if you're someone who raises livestock, probably not good. But for everybody else, it's the thing. So I think, and we're not there now, I think the same thing's going to happen with dairy. I do. I really genuinely do. Is it going to be a 1-for-1 replacement for everything? Absolutely not. But milk chocolate, I think, is soon going to have varieties like coconut milk or almond milk or soy or oat or whatever, hemp or whatever. There's so many ways to milk these products. But they'll sell those candy bars as a more healthy alternative. Watch it happen. This is what's going to happen. You're going to see a big brand. You're going to see a big name come out. M&M's or Mars or let's just say like a Snickers bar, right? And they're going to come out and they're going to say, okay, here's your Snickers bar, but we've got the Snickers, I don't know what they'd call it. They'd brand it something. They wouldn't call it vegan because that's the death knell for any food product. Like, vegan? Ew, I'm not going to eat that. Dude, it's Oreos. I don't care. If you said they're vegan, I'm not going to eat them. It's still the same thing. That we haven't changed anything. I'm not going to eat them. They're vegan. They're Oreos. Don't call them vegan. Wait. So you're saying that if I don't call something vegan, you'll eat it? Even if it is? Yes. Well, that's just stupid. Okay. It's true. Oreos are vegan. Now you know, and now you will probably avoid them. Like, I'm not gonna get Oreos. No, they're vegan. No, that's unnatural. So many things out there. So I think the same thing's gonna happen with dairy. Oh, right. You making an appearance? I think Diana's making an appearance because she's got makeup on.
Yeah, I had to get makeup on today.
Oh, she had to get makeup.
Yeah,
All right, sit.
Okay.
Now, careful. Don't bang into the desk because... hang on. I got to raise the webcam because you got a hair thing.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
I
got to... Can I move you close? How close can I get you? Oh, you're... Okay, that's what you're doing. All right.
Yeah, this is very comfortable.
Here, look. See, I'll walk in and out.
I feel like I'm falling.
No, you're fine.
How do you, say... Don't you feel like you're falling down?
But I've got to be careful about leaning on the desk because if I lean too hard, the camera will vibrate. See the flag here that's waving around?
Yeah.
Like it's that's if it starts moving around a lot, then you know you're moving the camera too much.
I see.
But
I
you're
feel
also
like
you're too far back. You need
in
to be
their
closer.
face.
Dude, like you're a pixel right now. You need to get your face up in there. You got the microphone. You got to be right up on top of it. You basically there you go.
This is.
Oh, are you going ASMR?
Yeah.
Welcome to the ASMR portion.
Yeah. I realized yesterday during the stream, I didn't say, I didn't really talk about Star Wars. And I know, we were trying to keep it to, Star Wars topic.
No, it's not just Star Wars. I gotta update my video here.
But I did wear Star Wars, so...
You're wearing Star Wars now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, now. Yesterday I wasn't wearing Star Wars. But, yeah, now I was like, at least I'll wear it if I don't talk about it. Yeah, that black hole thing, that gave me anxiety. Holy moly, somebody's...
When are we gonna go into a black hole?
No, but I didn't know it was actually possible. I mean,
well,
I know
it's good to know.
Possible.
If you encounter a black hole, you know you can survive.
That's so pulsar.
No, black hole. That's science. So science.
No, I mean, it's just mind-blowing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying, like, stream got better. That says Usher because you're 8 bits 1 beard is happy. And then we also have the real Trey Hitman.
yeah, I was thinking yesterday, I was also overthinking everything I said yesterday. And
This is what she does!
No, we didn't even ask them if they wanted me to be in it. Because I think they're here for you.
Well, is today Wednesday?
Mm.
Oh, it is.
No,
So
is it?
yeah.
No, today's Tuesday.
No, you're right. Never mind. Damn, why am I a day ahead this week?
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow is When's Diana Day.
When's Diana Day? It's been like a Diana week, right?
Can we survive? Yeah, some people have Shark Week. We have Diana Week. It's the low-budget Shark Week.
Yeah. What should we talk about? I know a question I want to ask you. Do you believe in manifesting things, or not so much?
I believe that, like,
I'm just saying hi, baby. Do you want to say hi?
I believe in self-fulfilling prophecies.
Hi. Hi. Oh.
I believe that you create your own reality in many ways.
Aww. Like little emojis, yeah. I think careful with this. Yay! Yeah, some people really believe in it. Like they think, but I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know if I believe it either.
Manifesting? No. I think that's what The Secret's about or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I think in many ways your perception determines your reality. And there's certain things you can't avoid.
Oh, look. Good emoji. Yeah. I think it gives you like a better drive to achieve it.
Well,
maybe.
you're ultimately, I believe, in an internal locus of control.
Yeah, and I don't. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you got little butterflies and owls. Owl. I believe that you attract whatever energy you put out, I guess.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not to get too namby-pamby.
Right. Yeah. That's not mamby-pamby.
Well, it's kind of like you're putting your fate in somebody else's hands. And I'm not sure if I necessarily.
But you don't necessarily have your own fate.
No, but I can make certain decisions.
Yeah.
I can decide certain things for myself. There's certain things that I cannot decide. I can control. You have to recognize the things that you can control and the things that you can't control. And so once you separate those two, it becomes a lot easier. So in terms of manifesting the future, when you realize that what you have in your control is something that can help you effectively carve a path towards that future, it's realistic. But versus like, not doing.
Sorry, Jedi needs me, so I was just gonna say hi.
And so concludes the I was all laying it out.
I know, I liked it. Loved it. No, I agree.
Is that my water?
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
That you were gonna drink out of?
Okay.
Thank you for the popcorn.
We're gonna come up and
No, you're not.
or do Lego, so maybe I'll pop back in.
No, you won't.
Is that okay?
Sure. Don't count on it, people.
I want to.
I know you want to. Jedi has to. You have to manifest that reality for yourself, Diana. Do I believe there are parallel worlds that coexist along ours? Wait, hang on. But the reality in those worlds is different, even if there's us in said world. Another us? Yeah. The universe is weird. Like, everything we know about it, I don't think we've even begun to scratch the surface. So, do I believe? I believe in that as much as I believe in anything else. Like, is it possible? Sure. Is it probable? I couldn't tell you. But, wow. I'm not even going to say that explains a lot, because it doesn't. It wouldn't explain anything. But I think the prospect is kind of interesting. Because how many times have you thought of scenarios like, if you would have done something else, your entire life would be different? If you zigged instead of zagging. Well, then you think, what if there was a parallel universe for every one of those possibilities? For everybody. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Infinite. That's incredible. So I don't know. Chris, is there still any way to purchase Chris Pirillo merch? I recall a website back in the day that offered mouse pads and stickers. No, I think because no one ever bought it, so I was like, why even bother? I don't know if and when I'm ever gonna do merch again. What's the point? Oh, so I mean, thank you for asking. I think Twitch has some kind of merch conduit, but I'm not a designer. If I were to do merch, I long argued that I'd want to do like pixel art merch, less Chris Pirillo branded stuff, and more like pixel arty stuff, like as a series. But I thought about doing that. It's just setting it up and coordinating all that. It's not exactly straightforward. And there's not a lot of money in it, so my motivation is... there's not a lot of money in it. Plus, not a lot of people get it. Plus, it's not exactly super straightforward. Plus, I'm not a graphic designer. It adds up to, you know, basically not doing it. Thank you for following Zombie Slayer 527. Hopefully you're not here for the t-shirts, because we ain't got none. Oh yes, I can see that Zombie Slayer has also triggered the Tech TV drinking game. Alright, take a dirt. Gotta chew my food. Oh. It's good stuff. New chopsticks get in soon, I hope. I went to tap my... the old mic had a mute button, and I don't have a mute button here, which is agitating. Hang on just a second. I had to make some disgusting sounds. I'm not going to regale you with my disgusting sounds. Instead, you get to hear me chomp. That's kind of disgusting, I guess. You have some Pirillo mouse pads we can give away someday? Yeah. I don't know, the giveaway things don't exactly excite me. I know they excite other people, but I don't think anybody's, you know, going to be showing up en masse for that kind of thing. You saw my face and you said, "Oh snap, I know that guy." Do you? Do you really? Can you really know someone over the internet? I suppose it's possible. Maybe you knew a parallel me in a parallel universe. Stop and think about that. You obviously knew me on this plane of existence. Another reason why I'm using my face, right? Oh, you saw my OnlyFans. Oh, that's funny. Diana, what were we doing? It was one of the Christmas vlogs. We were joking about... What were we joking about? And she said, "It's your OnlyFans or something?" Or she said something like, "OnlyFans will watch this." It's pretty funny. Actually, I should that. Thank you. I think... I think that's Pepper going down the wrong way. That's I have to remember to title the video tomorrow. Only fans will like this. That's hilarious, dude. I have to remember that as a title. I have to. I should change it now and see what happens, huh? Am I eating popcorn with chopsticks? Well, let me put it this way. I have a popcorn bot trigger. Here's why. Here's why I eat popcorn with chopsticks. Is it focus? Yeah. It's got, nooch. So that's, that would be why. You're not skilled enough to use chopstick? Get started. Great way to get flagged. Oh, I hope not. With OnlyFans. Will I get flagged? I wonder. This is the iPhone. It is a fast focus. I think the ZV-1 will be just as fast. I could probably use the iPhone indefinitely if they licked their exposure problem. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. There are other issues at play, though. Oh, production. Not my thing. I produce. Therefore I am. I eat popcorn. Therefore I am. You wonder how many people use OnlyFans as a Patreon alternative? The way I look at it is, use what you want to use. Use what works. Who am I to say one thing is demonstrably better for everybody else in every possible way? Now, I do believe that there are certain shortcomings for every platform. Absolutely. And I can talk at length about those shortcomings from YouTube and Twitch. But another reason that I haven't, necessarily completely sidelined YouTube is because I know there's inevitably discovery that happens on YouTube that just does not happen on Twitch. Twitch discovery is horrible. You know, I don't know how I'm going to continue to stagger videos that I'm shooting live to tape in such a way that people who watch on YouTube, and I don't want to call people who watch on YouTube community. I really don't. I'm hesitant to do that. And not to take away from you if you feel you're a part of this community on YouTube. I'm not sure YouTube works that way. Comment sections are not a community. They're not. Interacting with chat, that's a community. There are cooking shows on OnlyFans. Oh, nice. I don't watch cooking shows on anything. Do I have any Star Wars Power of the Force figures? I do. Not my favorite, but I do. Rumor has it Comic-Con wants to have them this summer. Do I have the dates listed on the website? I don't have the dates. Zombie Slayer 527 asks, Chris, honest thoughts of Rey saying she's a Skywalker? Okay. That's a great question. It really is. Hang on. I've got to cleanse my palate here. For the ASMR folks out there. I admit, I'm not going to say jarring is the most appropriate term. It's interesting that Rey would identify as a Skywalker. But that's the family that she has, I guess, connected with. Whether it be through Leia, Luke, or Ben. Ben was a solo, but ostensibly or vicariously a Skywalker. So when given a choice to eschew any of her lineage, like her genetic, familial line, I think her choosing to go with Skywalker was an interesting choice. An interesting choice. So I didn't recoil in horror. It was more like a, huh, okay. And that's how I experienced Star Wars. Like, huh, okay, gotta think about that. Oh, I was fine with it. Didn't bother me any. Rey got to choose. If you got to choose your family, who would you choose? Would you choose your same family? Or would you do everything you could to separate yourself? And granted, she's a Palpatine. Does she really want to go around and call herself Rey Palpatine or just Rey? See, that would have been an interesting choice. To say, when the woman asked her, which was odd, Rey who? If she would have just responded as just Rey, because her whole journey was finding herself and finding her family. I think it would have been far more powerful for her to say she was just Rey than to say Rey Skywalker. I believe it would have been more powerful. It would have been more impactful to her arc. I think it would have been great. But the fact that she chose Skywalker, well, that's what she chose. It's Rey's choice. So it wasn't my choice. It was Rey's choice. So who am I to say that she did it right or wrong? Hang on. When I mute myself, I'm making some kind of disgusting noise that I don't want anybody to hear. Unfortunately, your only Star Wars exposures is Yoda, and the saga begins by Weird Al in the movie Spaceballs. Well, that's good exposure. You should watch a little more. You thought Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker brother and sister. Is that actually true? Yes. Twins. Born of Padme and Anakin. Spoiler alert. That's true. Hey, Adam. Good to see you. Virtually. I can't actually see you. Don't freak out. Like, I'm just talking, hanging out, geeking out. Yeah, that kind of thing. It's weird because they kissed. Well, yeah, it is. Makes for some interesting retconning, doesn't it? Those were some interesting moments, weren't they? Maybe the galaxy a long time ago, far, far away, handled things differently. We don't know. Who am I? Padme is still sexier than Boba Fett. I don't think there was a better Boba Fett than the Boba Fett we saw in The Mandalorian. That was the best Boba Fett ever in a live action anything. No doubt. Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. That was an awesome Boba Fett. Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back. It's a good Boba Fett. Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones is a solid Boba Fett for the age. Best Boba Fett for the age. Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi. Yes, okay. But legendary Boba Fett, man. DeLorean. I'm telling you. Mandalorian all the way, buddy. Hey, Loyal. Totally missed you being here. Wait, you haven't been able to see me the whole time? Then why do I bother putting pants on? Dude, Loyal Moses, I don't ask me. I don't like not having pants on. I did earlier. I was afraid Diana was going to judge me, but I was troubleshooting something earlier today, and I didn't have time to put on pants. And so I was basically sitting without pants getting things done. And like Diana, if she walked in, would be like, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the lights without pants on? She did not. But she could have walked in on me not wearing any pants, messing with lights. It's a thing. Look it up. People do it all the time. So yeah, pants are optional when you're messing with lights. I needed to not have any kind of restricted airflow. Kept going up and down and up and down. Actually, I kept going up, up, down, down. Then it went left, then it went right, then it went left, then it went right. Yeah, I'm still not done messing with these dang lights. Boba Fett's your favorite character? I admit he looks awesome, but I didn't quite get the allure. I get the allure after watching The Mandalorian, but before then, I'm not sure I got it. I think Captain Phasma had more airtime than Boba Fett did. I could be wrong. Not that the two could necessarily be equated with each other. Skookum Trooper says, I hope Tamura Morrison has been working out. Yeah. Well, the older you get, he has a Boba Fett bod. Trust me, the older you get, the harder it gets to keep weight off. Oh, let me tell you. Not fun. The thing I don't like about this microphone is it's too tall. It's obtrusive because I've got it on a stand here that just it's too tall. I need a stand that's a little lower. You were thinking about printing R2? Oh yeah, do it. Do it, and then let me know where the file is, so that if and when I get my own 3D printer, I can be printing things left and right. I'll be collecting that stuff left and right. And be like, I need more filament. Top Star Wars movies in order, including prequels and new ones. I can't do it, dude. All of them. For different reasons. It depends on my mood. I'll tell you that. If I put my hood, would I transform into R2-D2? I'll see up. Let's find out. Let's bang the mic around. I gotta take out my glasses. I should probably finish chewing, too. I'm trying to whistle. I can usually whistle. Okay, pretend I'm whistling. And shooting lightsabers out of my head. I did it. I'm not R2-D2, I'm R2 1.5 because I'm discount R2. I seriously, I can't whistle in this thing. Okay, enough of that. Any other questions? Well, Loyal, if you want to take this clip, you can. How am I going to eat something? I can't pick it up. I can see things because I have the text zoomed in on the screen. I am having a problem eating the popcorn though. It's difficult enough to coordinate when you don't have a mask on, but I can do it. Just need a little patience. Ah, man, come on. I give up. Look. The sweatshirt's giving birth to me. That's probably gonna get me flagged. Yeah, of all the things I've done that's offensive. Well, we were all born. Unless you were hatched. Well, we did come from eggs, technically speaking. Did I see your Discord message about the camera and can you send the money by PayPal? Yeah, although I may be holding onto this current mic depending on how well it works. That's too much popcorn there. Yeah, it's Ace Ventura. Should have said that. Oop, I keep knocking the mic. Sorry about that. Especially if you're Mike. Not trying to knock you. I'm Mike and I'm offended. Come on, Chris. You had your sweatshirt down. Ah! Ah! Oh, wrong one. There we go. I'm not keeping the camera, but I may be holding on the AT2020 microphone because I can't get the other one to work right now. What's the worst Star Wars toy ever released? Some would say the C-3PO tape dispenser. Others would say the Jar Jar Binks tongue lollipop. Hey, you guys can make clips of these videos all the time. You just press the clip button and then it's saved. I don't have to be the one who makes clips all the time. You guys can do that. The moment's gone now. I'm not going to give birth again. Sorry, you missed your chance. Could have clipped it. Could have been clipped. Not going to happen now. You were born in a tube in Raccoon City by Umbrella Corps. Is that a reference I'm missing? The Jar Jar Binks lollipop. That was the problematic candy. He had like a tongue. Admittedly, really weird. Never had one. Never wanted one. I want the R2D... Or no. The C-3PO tape dispenser would be fun. I have a fallen AT-AT tape dispenser. I also, which I may bring up here eventually, I also have the TIE Fighter tape dispenser. It's licensed. Here's something that's crazy to you, Adam. You started watching my videos when you were 14 and you turned 20 in less than a month. Yeah. How do you think I feel, dude? I started doing videos 20 years ago. Just saying. I've been able to drink longer than you've been alive. Many people forget that. I'm an old. Loyal he's a late bloomer. You gotta forgive him. He means well. He really does. He'll catch up to my insanity. He'll know. Doesn't count when you say it, Loyal. You can't just call it Tech TV when you know. You know. Now you know it's not fun. Now the sister reference is funny. She was just here too. You missed her. She's here for a hot minute. Skookum Trooper says I was ahead of my time. And I will tell you, I was. I'm not joking. That's not me with a massive ego. It's just true. In everything that I did, it was ahead of this industry. The creator industry. I saw it a mile off. In many ways, I was a part of it. So, I'm happy to have been a part of it. Definitely different now than it was before. Why No 13 says, or you know, Chris, I read on Wikipedia you had an AM radio show. Was that fun? It was. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but yes, I was on AM radio. It was a conservative talk station. Probably still is. You were in 8th grade when I was on Call for Help. Well, we already did the drinking game earlier, Zombie. Wow, that was young. Like I was saying earlier, says Cine up, getting to the age where you can't trust your own farts. I can't. Lord knows. Sometimes I do it and I'm like, did I do that? Who did that? Was that me? I could have... I want to mess with that camera. Give me a second. Famous last words. Darth Vader can fart. There, that's better. He can. He's just gotta, let it out. He presses the button and it goes... Oh, sorry, Loyal Moses, I missed that you cheered 500 bits. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What can I do for you? You are now... I am now in your service for the next minute because of those bits. What can I do for you, Loyal Moses? I am a subservient Chris, if you will. Which is a take on the subservient chicken from Burger King years ago. Alright, what am I doing, dude? What am I doing? I have the right to say no, but now you don't know what to do? You're just throwing bits and you don't know what to do? You just wanted me just to enjoy... I can enjoy it. I could do that. I'm just giving you an opportunity. It's a viable opportunity. You basically rented me for a minute. I'm not going to say I can do it. It's just like back in the day, we used to do this all the time in the live streams. People would tip money. This is long before it was viable, but people would tip money, and then I would take their requests. So it's true. I could probably still do that. I just don't have all the setup for it. But the name of the radio show was the Chris Pirillo Show. Really creative, I know. Oh, Loyal. Oh, Loyal. I'm sorry. This is where I need the Price is Right sound. Like the best sound in the history of sounds. When I get a soundboard, that's one of the sounds that's going in. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Don't you? You know, the Price is Right. It goes. Best sound ever. That's how you know you lost. So anytime there's a fail, I'll press the button and go. Oh, Zombie Slayer 527 gave 10 bits, so you get me for a second. Hope it was as good for you as it was for me. Thank you. I gotta get more nooch. Okay. I need to tell Diana. I need to be re-nooched. Give me a second. Texting Diana. Ooh, wait. Oh, I just saw Lego news. Summer info? Interesting. Some Mandalorians, another Ahsoka, Bad Batch, Bo-Katan, Stormtrooper. Ooh, we got some good sets coming up. Android 10 coming to Nintendo Switch. Interesting. Sorry, I need to text Diane. I got caught up in the news, everyone. Alright. Need re-nooched. Not mooched. I spelled nooched. Let's see if she understands that. Sometimes she listens to the stream. I don't know why. So, I don't think she's listening to me right now. Oh, what the hell? here? Found a gun. Look at that. Wait, hang on. Found a gun on the ground. Look at that weapon. Isn't that... That's Destro's. Is it not? I think that's Destro's. That's not Star Wars, dude. At least I don't think it is. Oh boy. Better give it to Destro. I've fallen and I can't get up. I don't want to eat any more popcorn until I have more nooch. Oh man. Oh, give me a second. Yep. Okay, Diana. She's not seeing her can someone, like, no one else is going to be able to tell her. It's Diana's not going to. Great. Thank you, Liz. Liz sent me a picture of a cat watching me. So here's a picture of a cat watching me. I'm streaming me watching a picture of a cat watching me. Don't think that it can't happen to you. It happened here. Live. I'm not afraid to admit it. Thank you for the bits, Liz. Appreciate it. I don't think Diana's paying attention to her tags here on Twitch. Thank you, Big Sports Fan 2. Appreciate it for being here. Yes, very Inception. Very. Now all I need is a cat. I'm not getting a cat. I'm never getting a cat. Don't tell. Well, you can tell Jedi, but never getting a cat. Not gonna happen. I know there are people out there who say, "Oh, you're just saying that now. You just haven't found the right cat." Like, no, you don't understand. I'm never getting a cat. Like, why would I want something that would intentionally knock things over? Or intentionally want something that I know would knock things over? Where do I get my Lego news? Just my social feed. I follow people. They say what's going on. I don't mind other people's cats. I will say that. But a cat here? That would be bad news. I think it would be bad news. But that's just me. So, like I said, I've got a few more production things that I want to do. I believe I've mitigated enough other things. It is tilting into 8 p.m., so it's a couple hours with y'all. It's been a lot of fun. Every night, 6 p.m., as most, if not all of you know. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so Wednesday Diana Day. Theoretically, she will be here. Don't know. But I'm really hoping to have the new camera. That is the thing. Let's see here. Who is on Twitch that we can raid? It's a raid array. Oh, CS Sully. Oh, Fred. Hang on, is that Spawn on me? He's on the front page. Oh my god, that's awesome. He's got 16,000 viewers. That's incredible. Wow. That's incredible. Sapiens is streaming. CS Sully. He's playing a game. CS Sully is. Wait, what kind of mic does he have? This is what I'm interested now in everybody else's mics. Oh, he's got the mic that I couldn't work. That wouldn't work for me. That's great. What do you think? Should we raid Sully? Fred is on. Although we did raid Fred the other day. So we've got, and Yoko's on. Yoko is on. What's she doing? She's still working on those. Yeah, she's still working on those gems. So Yoko, why is it doing that? That's weird. We got Fred. Between the Bricks is on. Sapiens is on. Sully, who we haven't rated yet. He's doing Super Smash Brothers. So we haven't raided Sully. So what do you say? What say we Tuscan raid Sully? Does that sound good, everybody? We're gonna Tuscan raid Sully. Look up a Wolf. Okay, I'm looking for anybody who might be like nerding out with people. I know Sully is absolutely a huge nerd. I don't know what this wolf person is. I'll have to check out a Wolf later. Inconsistent artist and streamer. Okay. Let's try Sully. So we're gonna do Sully because we haven't rated him yet. So for everybody else, thank you for joining Discord. Thank you for following across social. Stay tuned for more production news. Hopefully not woes, but happy things, happy thoughts. We'll get there. I know we'll get there. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I appreciate all the support that I get. I appreciate all the follows that we got tonight. The subscribes, although we got a couple during the feed. That was fun. It's always fun to interact. I'm getting better at setting topics and going with the flow. And thank you for geeking out with me and being who you are and letting me be who I am. And I appreciate that. New video on YouTube in a few hours. Of course, every night, 6 p.m. Pacific. New Twitch feed, Twitch stream, whatever the hell this show is. Happy to have you aboard on this journey. So thank you for following. Thank you for turning on notifications. Jumping on Discord because, I forgot to tag people on Discord tonight. Oh, my mistake. I got so caught up in the production stuff. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to raid CS Sully in a couple of seconds. And this is a Tuscan raid. Everyone be on your best behavior. Here we go. We're going to Tuscan raid.
Streamer here on Twitch. You know what? I am just a big fan of Mr. Pirillo. I had a chance to have a nice chat with him one time while I was at Funko. Wonderful guy. But been following his content for years. I really, really do thank you, Chris, so much for the raid. That was very, very kind of you. That's awesome, man. I have not been able to catch your streams. I'm sorry, but I do welcome your audience. And let me make sure, if anybody's trying to chat who's just coming over for the first time, let me make sure my settings, there we go. They're fixed so you can chat now. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Tell you a little bit about myself. Hopefully you'll stick around and give me a follow. I sure would appreciate it. I'm a collector, a free agent nerd, and a Twitch partner here on Twitch, of course. I stream 5 days a week playing different video games. A Tuscan raid, I love it. I know Chris Pirillo's affinity for Star Wars, so that makes perfect sense. We've got a guy named Jedi, who's one of our good friends here, who also streams a lot of Star Wars content and Lego builds. Oh, Finest Funko, thank you for that sub to Chris Pirillo. That now makes 858 gifted subs for
Dear God.
on my channel.
Wow.
And Dave Raptor is gifting a couple of tier 1 subs to the channel with YNK